Ready? Go. Okay. Hi, I'd like to first introduce Ray D'Onofrio Sr. He's going to be acting as the interim president for Rillip until we get to the point where we move far enough along to hire a full-time CEO. He'll also be working to establish an advisory board. My name is Ray. I'm the CTO. I'm responsible for the technology area. We have a pretty experienced team of technologists. One of the big areas we see right now is in the web marketing area. We really need somebody to come in and sort of look to drive Rillip and understands how to create the presence out there in the marketplace. Probably all of you, if you could think back over the last month or two, if you've gone out to gather information from the internet, how often have you looked to do a comparison? Maybe you're comparing people. That could be political candidates. Maybe you're comparing a place. That could be maybe a great place to have a biking vacation. Or maybe you're comparing a thing, automated kitty litter box or diabetic socks. When we talk to people, we find out that frequently 10 to 50% of the time when they're going to the internet to look for information, this is what they're looking to do. If you're like most people, you go out there, you hit a page, you go to another page, you then have to come back, go to another page, and you go through this progression of link to link to link. Well, the reason we've created Rillip is to resolve this problem. What you're seeing here is this is the screenshot of our prototype that we've developed. Basically what Rillip does is it takes information from hundreds of sites and consolidates it into an easy-to-use grid. And what's difficult about doing this is that the data that's out there on the web, it's not in any structure, not in any format. So it's what's called unstructured data, which makes this a difficult activity. When you put in something like 2,000 luxury cars, what Rillip will do is grab the data and create a grid that looks like this. It does this in literally a few seconds. And what you're seeing on the screen here is the items which are listed here and the attributes that are listed here, and they exist here and here on the grid. What you're also seeing on this grid is some anecdotal information. So sometimes when you're comparing things, the actual factual stuff is one thing, but you may find anecdotally that people don't like the product. Some of the things that you're not seeing here is we always store all the links. So we can always drive the customer back or the user back to the existing site. The other thing that you're not seeing here is the ability to add or change the attributes or items. You can add or remove to best fit your needs. You can also create some. So if there's something here you don't see that you want to add in, you can create your own attribute or create your own item. One of the things that we think is really exciting about Rillip is that it actually gets stored. Unlike typical search products that won't get stored, Rillip actually allows you to store that grid and then share it through social networks such as Twitter and Facebook. I want to talk a little bit about the technology of Rillip. One of the things that we find, again, exciting about Rillip is that it uses what we consider to be statistical approach versus a semantic approach. A lot of tools have tried to use a semantic approach, and it's just technology that just doesn't work yet. And what you're seeing here is these are the websites that we went out and looked at. Out of 150, 46 had actual data in them. What that means is if the user was doing this, 2 out of every 3 sites they looked at wouldn't have valuable information in it. This here represents extracting the web data from the actual page. And this is where our first patent is around. What you're seeing down here is the actual creation of the item and the attribute data. And this is the third patent, or the second patent that we put together. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Just to give you an example, this is the actual web page that I pulled that data from. And you can see it's not particularly formatted in any given manner.